Hey traders, TG Watkins here. It is July 14th when recording this. Hope you guys are doing well. Remember, if you want to check out more about me and my trading room, you can come over to simplertrading.com/Moxie. You can sign up for a $7 trial for 30 days if you guys are interested in seeing more about what I teach and talk about every day. All right, so today I wanted to show you some internals in a way. The chart on the right is the number of stocks over their 50-day moving average in the S&P, so 50-day breadth. I'm going to also show you 20-day and the 200-day on another chart as well. And what you can do is you can pull this up. It is $SPXA50R. Any trading platform that you have, any chart platform should have something like this. It's going to have a different code, whatever it is. Some of them go down to 20-day, maybe even 10-day, and you can kind of divvy that up this way. And you can kind of see how breadth is doing it. It's an indication of how well the market is doing. How many stocks are over certain moving averages helps to tell you the strength of the general market. So right now, you can see that generally the S&P looking pretty good. You know, the S&P is over its 50-day SMA. Okay, so how many stocks are actually making that happen? Because remember, the S&P is cap weighted, so we know that the S&P could still be over the daily 50 if, say, the Mag 7 are over their 50-day SMA, when maybe 493 other stocks are not above their 50-day SMA. So what we want to do is we can kind of pull back the sheet and kind of use X-ray vision to see how that is. And we can look with things like this and say, well, how many stocks are over their 50-day SMA? Because this uses it as equal weight. And you can do this and kind of look back over a longer period of time, and you can say, okay, here was a peak right there where all the stocks were over their 50-day SMA. And from there, you can see we started to lose participation. Fewer and fewer stocks were over their 50-day SMA, even though the market continued to move up. So what that tells you was that leadership was getting more narrow, breadth was becoming narrow, that even though the stock market was up, fewer and fewer stocks were considered in an uptrend by being over their 50-day SMA. So this doesn't have an immediate move, or immediate effect on the market. It can be important. Mostly what I like to know is when this indicator gets upwards of 80%, because that's proven to be the top for a lot of times in the past. And then the other really, really important thing is that this thing really helps me identify when extreme lows come in. Anytime we get down below 20 and even closer to 0, obviously that tends to be a pretty good bottom. And then you can see even right here, you can even see the last bottom that we had was, again, about 20%. Only 20% of stocks were over their 50-day SMA. So what does this kind of tell me as far as what I'm looking at? Well, if you can see here, let me kind of correlate this. Once again, when we came out of the, Liberation Day with the tariffs and everything, we had a really, really big move. And you can see that nearly every stock, the majority of stocks were over their 50-day SMA. And that's what helped set us off on this really, really big run. But as time went on, you can see we lost the number. In fact, at some point, only 30% of stocks were over their 50-day SMA. And at that point, you can see right here, that we did start to kind of lose strength in the market. Didn't totally roll over yet, but we did start to lose some strength, and eventually that is what happened. So where do we then go from where we are now? Well, I'm looking at this, and basically the market is all-time highs. And breadth is also pretty high. It's not near 80%, but it is pretty high. And so I actually look at this not in I'm not going to say a counter trend way, but I'm looking at this and thinking, I'm not sure how much higher this thing has to go, because again, 80% is kind of topped out. So I look at this and I think, the market's making highs, but this is not making highs. And in fact, we have been seeing the number of stocks over their 50-day SMA continues to be less. There is a divergence. Each time this goes higher, each time it goes up, it has been a lower high, even though the market continues to be higher and higher and higher. So there is a form of divergence, negative divergence, that is showing up here, that even though the market keeps going higher and higher, we're doing it on fewer and fewer stocks participating above their 50-day SMA. So that's one kind of thing I'm looking at. And what will be interesting to see is, I don't know, in the next few days to few weeks, if this starts to come down, it will be something to make note of. And I just kind of look at this also from a charting standpoint, that we kind of come up and then we eventually break the 50. And we kind of come up and we break the 50, and we come up And I kind of wonder if we're going to start breaking the 50 at some point. So again, something to watch out. Also, we do have some not great seasonality. Basically, the end of summer tends to not be seasonally strong, so be aware of that too. And then if we come over here, this is over at stockcharts.com, and this is the other thing that we can look at. We have the S&P on top, but look down here, and this is where I have the 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day. And you can see for the most part, we've been doing pretty well. Been on an uptrend, been on an uptrend, been on an uptrend. The thing I'm going to call to your attention is, let's start with, say, the 200. Like I said with the 50, it's up. But how much further does this have to go up? Basically, everything is already up. And you kind of see this before, that it kind of has a range that the number of stocks over their 200-day SMA tends to top out around 70. Well, we're at 66. So how much further do we have to the upside? Maybe this is actually kind of indicating to us that everything's already up, and maybe everybody's kind of all on one side of the boat, and maybe that boat needs to have a little bit of a refresh. If we look at the 50-day, you can also see we're, 70, call it 70%. You can kind of see we topped out at 70% before there, and really 80% is the absolute max from there. And there's that divergence that I was talking about, kind of making lower highs. And like I said before, kind of 70 is like we're almost to the top of this range. Now, the other thing, once we look at this, then we can look at the 20-day. Now, the 20-day is much faster. It will tell you kind of intermediate trends and, good dip buy opportunities, and maybe when things get a little too overbought. But if I scroll up so that we can compare this to the S&P, we have the S&P up and actually right here trying to figure out if it's going to go higher. But notice how it's kind of doing it less than here. And even in here, we are starting to kind of lose right here. Maybe you guys are kind of feeling this with your own accounts and your trading and kind of being like, there are fewer good opportunities to be picking from right now. Well, that's probably because we are coming from a high range where a lot of stocks were over their 20-day SMA to we're starting to lose it. So this isn't something I can totally point out right now, but start looking at the trajectory of where this is going. And I would be aware that maybe this thing is also very high and could be likely starting to come back down, kind of like we saw back here. You can see where it was up, kind of hung there for a while, and then we did see this rollover, and we started to see this thing roll over. All right, so just kind of context to understand where we are. Is there much room to the upside? Not much more room to the upside. Is there room to the downside? Yeah, there's a lot more room to the downside. Plus, we have some seasonality kind of coming up. And so, if we kind of look at this and say, well, what's our opportunity? Well, probably the opportunity would be that if the market does come down, that's fine. That's what the market does. If the market does come down, we wait for these things to actually cycle back down, because once they come down, then we can have some good buying opportunities to the upside. So kind of just an opportunity and time to look at this and say, maybe be a little bit careful out there, because you know what? Maybe the market's already a little bit high and maybe it's getting a little bit tired. Okay, guys? So just remember that, think of that. And remember, if you want to get some more guidance about trading and let me help you in the Moxie room, I'm on the mic every day, sometimes twice a day. You can come here, simplertrading.com/Moxie. All right, guys? Thanks again. We'll see you at the next one.